This is a clip from Gavin's Prank. Check the description for the full episode.
But yeah, so this story is set in the good old town of Brussels when I was hanging out with some friends, and what we've been doing lately. These guys' names are Dave and Victor. And what we've been doing lately is we go out in the town, we get some drinks in, we try to like talk shit with new people that we meet, try to make new quote-unquote friends, but we all know it's people we're going to see that night and then never again. We usually exchange numbers, but then nothing happens.
That's like every fucking party, though.
So,
yeah.
We go out to this bar area, we get really drunk, and then everybody else is kind of calling it early, except me and my two homies. And then Victor says, "Oh, I heard this urban legend through the grapevine that there's a party where women might be." So we all three of us go on this journey together to try to find this mythical party that's definitely gonna have tons of babes.
You fucking lived through a Harold and Kumar skit, dude.
Oh, dude. It's something.
No, that's just straight guy. That's just straight guys going to parties.
And before we headed out, we stopped at a night shop and we picked up a bottle of orange juice and a bottle of gin. So as we were walking, every cup
gin and orange juice
tasted horrible. Every couple minutes, we stopped to take shots. And then at one
was vodka not an option?
No, I fucking hate vodka.
Oh, okay.
It's like petrol. But anyway, we come to this like, I guess it's not a fork in the road, but it's basically like where four roads kind of intersect, but they're all like, it's like European roads, so you can just walk through them.
Yeah.
And in the middle, it was like a tiny park with a couple benches and a place for dogs to shit in. And we run into like a group of like dudes, like two separate groups of dudes, like just hanging. And they had no relation to one another. It was just two groups of dudes. And for some reason, me, Dave, and Victor instinctively split up. And I hung out with one group of dudes introducing us. And both of them hung out with the other group of dudes. It's like we telepathically went 3, 2, 1 break, and we each covered different groups of dudes.
That's that bro shit, though.
And I was talking.
That's what bros are all about.
And I was talking to these guys, and I was doing like the classic, like fucking, oh, where are you guys from? What are you studying? / what do you do? I'm from Portugal. My friend's from England, and the other guy's German. Blah blah blah. We're looking for babes. And that was like pretty much my whole conversation. And from what I remember, the guys that I was speaking to, I think they were all Palestinian, and they all spoke really good English. And we just like, they all had American accents. So we were just like talking a bunch of shit. And then I was like, "Hey, do you guys want to do shots? Because we have like really shit shots." And they were like, "Dude, hell yeah." And then we just started doing shots. We were all like shit-faced. And then after like 30 minutes, we go, "Hey, we're kind of freezing our asses off and we're looking for women, so we're going to dip." Then I join up with Dave and Victor again. The group of homies they were hanging out with, they go in the complete opposite direction. And then we're back on our journey, right? And then as we keep going, we keep taking shots of gin and orange juice. At some point, we kill the bottle. And then we get to the street where the party is supposed to be. And the guy that we were messaging that told us the party was definitely happening, he just hasn't replied in 2 hours. Now that we're on the street and freezing our asses off. Because Belgium at night, doesn't matter what season it is, you're going to freeze your ass off. And we keep texting this guy to no response, to the point where Dave just starts ringing every door. And not even like the kid thing where like you ring the door and then run. He just rings the door and waits for people. And then like we give it the old like 2-minute wait. Nobody shows up. We try the next house. We keep going and going. We literally do the entire street. And like only one person opened the door. And it was like an old woman. Oh, so we give like the guy that we were texting another 10 minutes. And then we go, okay, fuck it. We're not going to be able to get to this party. We're probably not even in the right street. I say we give up and just head back to Dave's because he lives in a fucking mansion with like 10 flatmates and they always have some type of party going on. Doesn't matter what day it is. So me and Vic were like, all right, sounds good. On our way back to Dave's, Vic goes, hey, you know what? I'm fucking tired. All of this walking killed my legs, so I'm just going to head home. So it's just me and Dave heading back to his. We get to his place. There actually was a party going on at his because like some friends of his roommates were there. We get way more drunk and I crash at his. And I usually never crash. I usually like try to make it home because I fucking hate waking up and just feeling terrible. I don't have my toothbrush. I don't have my fucking colostomy bag. It's just, there's a lot of admin.
Fuck you.
So I wake up and my morning wasn't too eventful, right? I wake up and I think I wake up in one of his like roommates' rooms because she was like in Berlin or something. It doesn't matter. And I was just so fucking groggy. For a second, I thought I got kidnapped. Like I got really, really drunk. And then it took me a while to fucking get up and go downstairs and get some water and wait for Dave to wake up. And then I'm chilling there. I'm like making some eggs. And then he comes downstairs and he is pale. This man is redheaded. So for me to see that he's like noticeably pale means that something happened. So I go, dude, what happened? And he goes, bro, I just had the scariest morning I've ever had. And I went, what? What happened? Like, you know where your place? Like he felt like he had an out of body experience. And then he tells me, okay, so I didn't crash in my room. I crashed in somebody else's room. And my experience was I wake up and I go to check my phone. And you know the guys that we met at that fucking crossroads? I'm in a group chat with them. And I go, what? Did they add you? And he goes, no, they didn't. We'd never shared Facebook. And here's the thing, Ed. Not only am I somehow in this group chat, I've apparently been sending messages to this group chat for weeks.
What?
And I go, what? Show me the group chat messages. He goes, look,
That's
dude,
a fucking horror
he
movie,
shows me
dude.
the group chat messages. Not only has he been texting this group chat for ages, remember, those guys weren't English. They weren't even Belgian. They were Swedish. Dave has been texting these Swedish people in fluent Swedish for weeks.
Does Dave know how to fucking speak
No,
Swedish?
he is a British man. He only speaks one language. So I go, dude, what the fuck is going on?
What?
And he goes, this is the scary part. Because I figured it out. What happened when when me and Victor were hanging out with those Swedish dudes was one of the guys, his phone was dead. And he asked me for my phone
Oh
to
my
log
God.
into his Facebook
Dude.
account so he could message his friends and ask him where they were. But because I was so out of it when I woke up this morning, I thought I quantum leaped into a Swedish man's body.
That's insane, dude.
And he told me that the first thing he did when he saw his phone was yell and then run to the nearest mirror.
To check if it was still him.
Just look at it. I'm Swedish.
Dude, that's fucking scary.
That would
dude.
be
What if you
terrifying.
woke up and you were European?
My worst nightmare.
Well, David, your bed would be wet.
Oh!
You wake up and it's like that moment in BioShock Infinite where Booker looks at his hand and it's just a horrible like
You're
tattoo.
Oh, I thought
Mark.
since you're Ed, I thought for a second you were about to bring up the theater and the throwing the rock. So
Yeah,
The Rock-
Ed
no,
would
it's a
definitely throw the
baseball at a
baseball.
carnival.
okay. It is
my
a baseball at a carnival, and I know you know that now. I'm writing that information down in my
We
Ed
already
Dream Journal.
knew he knew that. He knows that fucking scene from. You ever?
Yeah, but
One
I didn't
time-
know
dude,
that
one
he
time
knew
he
that I
forced-
knew that.
One time, Ed forced all of us to watch him play through the beginning section of fucking BioShock Infinite, and he was like verbatim saying every single line in the game. But he
Kept saying, this is so based. And I was like, based on what, Ed?
I'm
But,
so
but the
I
weird
was like,
thing is,
stop.
the
It's
weird
so-
thing is when he was showing us, he would just randomly insert N-words.
Yeah,
all
and that
over
game
it.
doesn't
Yeah.
have any.
'Cause he's like, oh, this isn't nuanced enough. Yeah.
Ed, you did that. Why are you surprised?
No, I'm saying that game doesn't have any N words. I was trying to make it
dude.
historically accurate.